What's up, Husker fans? This is Ethan Bice. This is 4 Hours to Lincoln, where I talk everything Husker athletics. Do me a favor, please like, share, and subscribe to my show. If not, then you can be a total loser. Just kidding. Anyway, so we had a nice busy weekend of Husker athletics. Unfortunately, another football loss, which means we gotta wait another week to see if we're bowl eligible. God forbid, I hope we get there. And really, there's not a whole lot I can say right now. I mean, I get it. People's mad, people's furious. The trolls are back. Everybody's up in arms about this football team. Uh, you already got people wanting to fire Matt Rule and whatnot, even talking about Marcus Satterfield and whatnot, which, yeah, this team's, they're not doing great. They're not doing well, and mainly turnovers. And it's not just one guy. Sometimes Satterfield calls a shit play, and sometimes one of our guys, Jeff Sims, Harburg, they just don't want to seem to hold on football. But football is a team sport. I'm not going to blame just one freaking guy. It's incredibly frustrating. I get it. It's just not where we want to be. But I've been saying it since day one. You know, the season gets a pass from me. I mean, because it is Matt Rule's first year as coach. And not everything's his fault. Not everything is Harburg's fault. Not everything's Jeff Sims' fault. It's a team effort. I think in the trying years, Matt Rule will get this team where we want it to be. It's not going to be in this one season, and I do agree. We need to find another quarterback. We do. We need to, as a team, hold on ball better. We've been having this issue for quite some time now, handling the ball, and and we need to get back to a bowl game. We need the practice, and it's just it's a dark period for Husker football. It's been a dark 20 years, to be honest. Even with Bo Pointy, is a dark time for Husker football. But I'm not sitting here gonna rip on anybody. This is Matt Rule's first year here, and I can't get frustrated. I can't judge coaching decisions and whatnot for a guy that's been here for 1 year. I know it's frustrating. And look, guys, we've been firing head coaches since Tom Osborne left. And, I mean, how many have we went through? We had Frank Solich, who should not have been fired, by the way, but a 7-win season at that time just was not good enough. And sleeping with Koa doesn't help either. For the look of things, whatever. But he shouldn't have been fired. So we had Frank Solich, then we had Bill Callahan, then we had damn it, who's after Bill Callahan? Bo Pelini? Yeah, that's right, Bo Pelini. My mind's mush right now. We had Bo Pelini, then we had Mr. Sprinkles, then we had Scott Frost, and now we're with Matt Rule. I mean, it's incredibly frustrating, to say the least. And I don't know. I'm keeping my head up. We're at least in a better position than last year going to a bowl game. We need that one more damn win. Who we got next? Wisconsin. Wisconsin just lost to Northwestern. We beat Northwestern. I mean, but not only did they lose to Northwestern, they got pulverized. So I don't know. And then we got Iowa. We beat Iowa last year. So maybe this could be a 7-win season. I don't know. I don't know what team's going to show up. We've been having a rough 2 weeks, especially holding on to the football. I do not understand that, but hopefully we can fix it, and hopefully, we get to a bowl game. Everybody can be at least slightly happier. But anyway, I'm not breaking down the game. I'm just not. Everybody knows, the whole entire planet knows what our problems are. That's ball handling. And we know our defense is incredible. And so, take it from here, guys. It sucks. I get it. I hate losing. But there's a time we thought Maryland was going to pulverize us, and they didn't. We lost by 3. So let's hang in there, guys. I get it. It's incredibly frustrating. We've been hanging in there for 20 plus years. I get it. I grew up with both, the 90s Huskers winning all the time to this. So I get it. It's incredibly frustrating. And there's a lot of kids out there now that has never seen the Huskers when they're great. We're never going to be the 95 Huskers ever again. We're just not. Nobody is. Not one college team is going to be that damn dominant. So we need to get over that. We need to clear our heads of the, from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. We need to focus on now. Football is not the same from then to where it is now. I don't understand the game from when I played in high school, or for the amount of time I got to play in high school. I didn't get to play very much, sadly, but we need to get over it. This ain't running back option football game anymore, and I understand people want to run the ball. I think we needed to run the ball more. Emmett Johnson showed a great showing. Actually, he's incredible, and I hope he sticks around for next week, because he is definitely our playmaker on offense. And then defense, lights out all the time, Jamari Butler, Luke Reimer, all them guys, they're playing tremendously. Nash Hoochmacher, God, I love them guys. That incredible defense. Which, so kind of switching gears here. I mentioned, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I want to do a little thing where we have like fall male athlete of the year, fall female athlete of the year. We'll do the same thing for winter and spring sports. And then at the very end of the year, after track and field is done, I want to do like a overall Husker of the year, male, female, and then just overall of the year. So we're coming to that time when fall sports are about over. So volleyball's got 2 games, 4 games left. Football's got 2 games left. Soccer's in the postseason. We're cross country's done now, so we're getting to that time where it's time to see who our male and female athletes of the fall male and female athletes of the year are. So I'm gonna try to work on that. I kind of want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts, and not just football, So we got, volleyball. And so in fall, you ain't got much to choose from. You got cross country and football for male athletes of the year. And that's hard, especially when football's not on the winning edge and cross country just absolutely blew it. It's kind of hard to choose. As far as ladies go, there's a crap ton. So you got Eleanor Dale, you got Merritt Beeson, you got Harper Murray, you got Lainey Choboy, Lexi Rodriguez. You got a huge list. So the males ain't got a very good edge on the females as far as like athlete of the year. But that's something kind of fun I want to try to do, and I hope to get some opinions from you, the viewers. I want this show to be about you guys. So, anyway, I am done with football. While talking about football, so let's go on to let's get over the boring stuff, which is women's tennis, who just finished their final uh, tennis tournament of the fall season. They will return back in for the spring portion of things. So yesterday I mentioned, we had some women make it all the way to day two. We're gonna skip day two. So well, let me backtrack. Day two doubles, we dominated in that tournament. So you got Maha Petrovic and Rafael Lacassi in the Flight 1 East Finals. Falls to Victoria Allen Millie Bissett of Florida State, Isabel Gallego, and Lucy Loy. In the Flight 2 West Finals, defeat Zelly Morris and Sherry Darley of Stetson, Anna Zamburik, and Jillian Roa. In the Flight 3 doubles, 3-4 playoff, falls to Magdalena Swersinski and Lee Lin of Indiana. And Visa Danilchenko and Maria Tanarova. In the Flight 3 double finals, defeats Anna Arkanadu and Cade Carisho of Florida State. So doubles did pretty good in that. And I think this is all just like kind of exhibition, so it don't really matter. It's just kind of getting them ready for the real spring season, so to speak. So day three of singles, Isabel Androver Gallego, she made it to in the Flight A 3-4 playoff. She falls to Grace Schumacher of USF. Rafael Lacassi, Flight C 3-4 playoff, falls to Magdalene Swersinska of Indiana. Maja Petrovic, Flight D East Finals, falls to Maylee Monfils of Florida State. And Visa Danilchenko in the Flight E 3-4 playoffs, falls to Leland of Indiana. Lucy Loy, Flight G East Finals, falls to Jasmine Makeley of North Florida. Maria Tanarova, Flight B South semifinals, falls to Lene Marie Honda of Indiana. Anna Zamburik in the Flight D South final, falls to Zelly Morris of Stetson. Jillian Roa, Flight F South finals, falls to Gargi Pawar of USF. And if you don't know anything about tennis, there's a lot of foreign names that is hard to pronounce. I'll probably be a pretty good language speaker by the end of this year. But congratulations to ladies that went and competed and just getting better at tennis. So moving on, bowling. We got better in this tournament, it looked like. So yesterday I talked about day one. So day two, traditional match one versus Aurora. They won 1,004 to 931. And then their second match, they squared off against Arkansas State, won 1068 to 902. Traditional match number 3 versus Lewis, they won 998 to 924. Traditional match number 4 versus number 6 Youngstown State, lost 1068 to 980. Traditional match number 5 versus McKendree, number 14 McKendree, won 1128 to 949. And approaching day 3 in second place. So day 3 bracket match versus number 7 Jackson State, they lost 1-4. Bracket match versus number 1 Vanderbilt, lost 3-4. Bracket match 3 versus number 3 Youngstown State won 4-3 and somehow finished second overall in the tournament. So, congratulations, ladies, for placing second. They won't be back till January for the second portion of the season. So, well deserved time off. I think they need it. And speaking of teams taking times off, so it's the rifle team after today, who had a very rough day in the rifle range as they competed in the Fall Classic. It just was not a good day for them. So day one, team currently sat in third place out of 4 teams after shooting a team score of 2,334 in small board. Senior Cecilia Aussie finished 7th in the final, shooting 406. Aussie and sophomore Tori Watts both shot up 585 in the preliminary rounds of the event to lead the Huskers. Sophomore Emma Roden, junior Mackenzie Straub, both shot 582s, and freshman Charlie Mick shot a 577, and sophomore Camilla Johansson shot a 571, rounded out the lineup. So now today they finished day 2 of it. Sophomore Emma Road represented Nebraska in top 10 overall with a 9th place finish and an aggregate score of 1,176. In the air rifle, Road led the team with a first place finish and a score of 594. Freshman Charlie Mick also placed in the top 10, who was 10th place, shot 594. Road qualified for the finals and placed 7th. Junior Mackenzie Strauch and senior Cecilia Aussie both shot 589s, and Watts 588 and Johansson 580 rounded out the team. Number 2, the Huskers were also in third after the small bore event on Saturday with team score. Yeah, I mentioned that already. Number 2, West Virginia finished in first, 4,741. Number 7, Air Force was second, shooting 2,709. Nebraska placed third with 2,334. And number 6, Murray State, was fourth with 4,692. And then our head coach actually had some words. And she said, "This has been a disappointing end to the fall season. I had my hopes high for the team finishing strong. The long break for winter will give them time to reflect and find what will make the spring a better performance that they are proud of." So I can agree with Coach there. We just have not been shooting very well in this session of the season. So it's kind of nice to have a break, I guess, until January for this team. I'm pretty sure they're ready for a break and clear their minds and whatnot. So I mentioned football. So then today, volleyball went 25-0, going up against Illinois, who was pretty scrappy, just like any other Big Ten team. I didn't really take notes in that thing, but first, second set we were cooking, and then the third set we were having trouble like hitting the ball. We were making all these errors and just could not do anything. It was a close set, and Illinois, they just seemed to kind of take over. And then the fourth set, it was close once again. But then it just seemed like we said, okay, we had enough, and finally came in for a win. Merritt Beeson, Allie Batenhorst, and everybody did their thing there at the end of the game, and we got a win. We're 25-0 now, with only 4 games left for the regular season. So yeah, it's no brainer. We're gonna go to the NCAA tournament and whatnot. But the big news is Wisconsin lost to Penn State last night, so that gives us a 2-game edge over Wisconsin right now. So we can go to Wisconsin, lose, and still win the Big Ten title as long as we do the rest of our job. I mean, I don't want to go there and lose. I want to win, obviously, but it's going to be a tough place to play at, for one. I mean, hardly anybody wins there. And for, I'm just looking at the realistic side of things, is all. I mean, nothing would be sweeter. Go there and beat them. Don't get me wrong. I would love that. That would be awesome. I'm just, looking at a realistic view here. But, maybe they gave up hope. I don't know. I did see Anna Smrek didn't play last night, though. I wonder what's going on with her. But she was one to give us some problems when we played them. So maybe she'll be out when we play. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But all I know is we got a 2-game edge, and I am very happy about that. So that does it for this week. So next week we do got men's volleyball. Well, on Monday actually. It all starts tomorrow, and I'm not gonna give like full blown previews on this episode, just because I kind of need a little break myself. But next week we got men's volleyball versus Ryder. Then the day after, women's basketball versus Alcorn State. Wednesday on through Friday, swimming and diving. Only the diving team is going to Mizzou for some kind of big tournament there, but that's a 2-dayer just for the diving team only. Men's basketball then returns back on Wednesday against Stony Brook for the Cornhusker Classic, second game of that. Then volleyball they're at Nebraska versus Michigan on Friday. Then on Friday, we actually host the second and third rounds of the NCAA soccer tournament, which is super exciting. We play Tennessee, who's unseeded in this thing. I actually watched that game against when they played Xavier to win it, and I thought, holy smokes, we're gonna host the second round of this thing. But I didn't know it was the second and third round, so that's even more exciting. In fact, I think the soccer team, the farthest they've ever got, was to the Sweet 16. We have a chance to get farther than that, and that'll be super exciting. And maybe Eleanor Dale can tie that school record for most goals, which is 27. So I'm very excited about that. I'm becoming a big fan for sure. And then on Saturday, wrestling's got the Navy Classic. It'll be our first big chance to actually get a lot of guys some wrestling time. I think Mark Manning really wants to know who's going to get that 174-pound spot. And then that 133-pound spot as well. And I don't know if there's a battle for heavyweight or not, but if Harley Andrews is the best we got, then it's going to be a long year for that heavyweight spot for sure. And then on Saturday, swimming and diving, they'll be at Omaha. That diving team is going to be tired by then, but what do I know? Then on Saturday as well, men's basketball versus Oregon State, which is called the pregame Husker Huddle. I don't know what that's all about. It's in South Dakota. Football against Wisconsin, as I mentioned. And then Sunday, women's basketball will take on Creighton, our rival. That ought to be a good game. And then volleyball at Iowa on Sunday. And in fact, the volleyball game against Michigan is the last home game of the season, so be sure you go out there and support them. And then we have a 3-game road slate at Iowa, at Wisconsin, then at Minnesota. Iowa should be no problem, but then the last 2 games, Like we need. I think if we do beat Iowa on the road, then we pretty much secured the Big Ten title. But will we share it? Is the question. But I think we should take care of business against Iowa and Minnesota to that not being a problem. But yeah, 3-game road slate to finish the volleyball season. Let's see what these girls got. So that's going to do it for my show, guys. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Go Big Red.